Those of us who remember the Nokia 3310 era know that hardware used to be built like an absolute tank. You could drop your mobile device down a flight of concrete stairs, dust it off, and go right back to managing your schedule. Today, we handle $3,000 slabs of glass with the kind of anxiety usually reserved for transporting hazardous materials. But the winds of industrial design are shifting again, and the rigid laptop clamshell design we have relied on for 3 decades is about to get a massive disruption. Welcome back. Today, we are looking at a massive supply chain leak regarding Apple's upcoming 20.3-inch foldable workstation. According to reliable sources deep within the Asian display supply chain, Apple has finalized the panel specifications for a device that completely blurs the line between a high-end tablet and a desktop replacement. For professionals who travel constantly, manage complex workflows, and rely on multiple monitors in the office, the limitations of a standard 14-inch laptop screen are a daily frustration. What's interesting here is that Apple is finally preparing to offer a truly portable, dual-screen desktop experience without the cheap hype we see from early adopters. Let's separate the real leaks from the noise and look at exactly what is coming. Let us start with the physical design and that all-important hinge. When you are dealing with a 20.3-inch folding screen, the structural integrity of the chassis is paramount. You cannot just scale up a smartphone hinge and call it a day. The engineering tolerances here are staggering. The leaks indicate a complex multi-link friction hinge machined from aerospace-grade titanium rather than the standard recycled aluminum. This could actually matter because titanium offers a significantly higher strength-to-weight ratio, which is absolutely critical when you are trying to keep a 20-inch glass and metal sandwich light enough for a standard briefcase. Furthermore, the hinge is designed to hold its posture at any angle, from a flat 180-degree canvas down to a traditional 90-degree laptop stance, all while ensuring that when the device is closed, there is absolutely zero visible gap between the two halves. Moving on to the display, which is arguably the crown jewel of this entirely new product category. We are talking about a 20.3-inch diagonal canvas when fully deployed. According to reliable sources, Apple is utilizing a tandem OLED architecture. If you have been paying attention to recent high-end hardware releases, you know that tandem OLED stacks 2 separate light-emitting layers on top of each other. This effectively doubles the peak brightness, which is rumored to hit an eye-searing 2000 nits for HDR content, while simultaneously having the power draw at standard office brightness levels. More importantly for this audience, the tandem structure dramatically increases the lifespan of the organic diodes, mitigating the risk of burn-in if you leave complex static user interfaces open for 10 hours a day. The cover material over this display is another massive talking point. You cannot use standard hardened glass on a folding joint, so Apple is reportedly working with specialized suppliers on a proprietary ultra-thin glass composite that provides the tactile rigidity of a traditional monitor while maintaining the flexibility of a polymer. Underneath that massive screen, the processing power has to be monumental just to push that many pixels without dropping frames. The timeline for this device aligns perfectly with the introduction of the next-generation M-series processor architecture. We are not looking at base-level silicon here. To manage the thermal envelope of a device that lacks a traditional keyboard deck to dissipate heat, Apple will likely rely on the Pro and Max tier chips built on a refined fabrication process. This level of silicon efficiency means you get desktop-class video rendering, code compiling, and local machine learning capabilities without spinning up a massive array of cooling fans. As for the optics, the rumor mill suggests a highly advanced, ultra-wide front-facing camera integrated directly into the minimal bezel. It will feature upgraded sensors specifically tuned for low-light performance. Because let's face it, no matter how advanced our technology gets, we are all still taking 600 AM video calls from dimly lit hotel rooms. Power delivery in a folding device of this magnitude presents a unique set of engineering challenges. You cannot just stuff a massive, heavy lithium-ion block into one side of the machine. It would make the device incredibly top-heavy and unusable in a laptop posture. The leaked schematics point to a dual-cell split battery architecture. The batteries are distributed perfectly evenly across both halves of the chassis, balancing the weight distribution. We are hearing credible chatter about the implementation of stacked battery technology. This is a manufacturing technique borrowed from the electric vehicle industry that tightly packs the internal cells, increasing overall energy density by up to 15% without increasing the physical footprint. To keep this massive rig running, expect ultra-fast charging via dual high-bandwidth ports, allowing you to push massive wattage into the machine and regain half your battery life during a standard airport layover. Now let us discuss the software, because this is where the hardware actually meets your daily workflow. A 20.3-inch touchscreen creates an existential crisis for traditional operating systems. Tablet operating systems are generally too restrictive for heavy workflows, and desktop operating systems are notoriously hostile to touch inputs. The prevailing theory among supply chain analysts is a highly adaptive hybrid operating environment. When the device is unfolded flat and propped up on its integrated kickstand, it operates as a full-fledged desktop environment designed to be used with a physical Bluetooth keyboard and mouse. However, when you fold it into a 90-degree clamshell, the interface dynamically shifts. The bottom half of the screen transforms into a full-sized virtual keyboard and a massive haptic trackpad. To make typing on a glass slab actually tolerable for those of us who type thousands of words a day, Apple is reportedly integrating an array of localized haptic actuators beneath the lower display. These engines will provide precise physical feedback for every keystroke, mimicking the tactile sensation of a mechanical switch. Let us address the financial reality of this kind of bleeding-edge hardware. Back in the early days of broadband, we willingly paid exorbitant premiums for the slightest bump in processing speed. Today, a specialized first-generation folding workstation is going to demand a similar investment. Current cost of materials estimates place the retail price of this device squarely in the $3,499 to $3,999 range. This is not a mass-market device designed for casual web browsing. This is an ultra-premium specialized tool built for architects, high-level executives, and power users who actively calculate their return on investment based on workflow efficiency. As for when you can actually get your hands on it, the manufacturing complexities of the tandem OLED panel and the multi-link titanium hinge mean we are realistically looking at a late 2026 or early 2027 release window. So standing back and looking at the entirety of this leak, what is our trusted opinion on the matter? What is believable and what might be pure marketing fluff? The tandem OLED screen and the highly efficient silicon are absolute certainties. The trajectory in display and processor technology points directly to these outcomes. The titanium hinge is also highly probable, given the recent industry shift to titanium in the mobile sector to shave off weight. The biggest point of skepticism, the area where you should maintain a healthy dose of caution, is the haptic virtual keyboard. We have seen companies attempt virtual all-glass keyboards before, and the result is usually a frustrating, error-prone disaster for heavy typists. If anyone has the engineering capital to finally solve the tactile feedback problem, it is the big players in Cupertino, but I will remain highly skeptical until I actually have my hands on the glass. That being said, this device could completely redefine mobile productivity. Reminds me of the time we first saw the original iPhone in 2007. People simply did not understand why they needed a screen that big until they actually started using it to navigate the web. A single device that comfortably fits in a standard briefcase but unfolds to provide a massive dual-screen desktop environment is a genuine paradigm shift. It eliminates the need to carry a laptop, an external portable monitor, and a tablet. To summarize the most critical takeaways, the supply chain is actively gearing up for a 20.3-inch foldable workstation. It will feature a robust titanium hinge, an industry-leading tandem OLED display, desktop-class processing power, and a hybrid software experience. It is going to be incredibly expensive, and it is going to target the highest tier of professional users who demand absolute peak performance from their gear. So I will leave you with this question to ponder. As someone who relies heavily on your hardware for your livelihood, are you willing to embrace the learning curve of a massive folding glass display, or are you holding on to your traditional physical keyboard until they pry it from your cold, dead hands? Let me know your specific thoughts in the comments down below. If you appreciate calm, detailed tech analysis without the unnecessary hype, make sure to like and subscribe. Stay sharp, and I will see you in the next breakdown.